नहीं, हैदराबाद में बहुत चलाया सर, 8-8 घंटे 10-10 घंटे बाइकिंग में।
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How different is this morning? Well, you'll yourself discover as the layers of knowledge unfold. I, Stuti Shah, would be your quiz master for the day. Well, my first and foremost duty on the behalf of Anandalaya's principal, teaching staff and students is to welcome you all to the semi-final round of the Dr. Verghese Kurien quiz. We have 10 sparkling teams from the elimination round which was conducted on 29th of October 2021, out of which top 3 teams will be going to the grand finale which is on 23rd of November 2021, that is tomorrow. Coming back, चलो आज फिर से वो नज़ारा याद कर ले, शहीदों के दिल में थी वो ज्वाला याद कर ले, जिसमें बहकर आज़ादी पहुंची थी किनारे पर, जिसमें बहकर आज़ादी पहुंची थी किनारे पर, देशभक्तों के खून की वो धारा याद कर ले. Starting with one of the leading figures of the Indian Rebellion of 1857 and a symbol of resistance to the British Raj for Indian nationalists. Yes, she was Rani Lakshmi Bai, the Maharani consort of the Maratha princely state of Jhansi, with Bhagat Singh and Chandrasekhar Azad considered as two of the most powerful revolutionaries of the Indian independence movement. How can we not talk about Subhash Chandra Bose, whose defiant patriotism made him a hero in India? Talking about Mr. M.K. Gandhi, an Indian lawyer, an anti-colonial nationalist, and a political ethicist who employed non-violent resistance to lead the successful campaign of India's independence. Well, after talking about the father of the nation, we now have the father of the Indian arrest, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, an Indian nationalist, a teacher, and an independence activist. Tilak was in fact the first leader of the Indian independence movement. No chance we are not going to talk about Dr. Verghese Kurien today, who was known as the father of white revolution, who was a social entrepreneur, whose billion-liter idea made dairy farming the largest self-sustaining industry of India and the largest rural employment sector. All these personalities have given their heart and soul for the nation, and today we celebrate their legacy by making sure that their acts of bravery are still alive in our hearts. Next, I would like to call upon Anandalaya's principal, Shri Pavan Kumar Sharma sir, the navigator of the flagship of knowledge, to present a brief agenda to our participants and audience. Sir.
Good morning, everybody. Hope I'm audible to each one of you. It's again a new day. Hardly it matters whether you were on the 1st or on the 10th. It's a new beginning. Or sowing your might. If you make it to the first 3, you are through to the finals. So all the very best to all the participants as well as to the principals. Because being a principal, yes, we boast. We celebrate the victory of our students. No doubt about it. I take this opportunity to thank each one of you. Though we are held up, yes, back to back, we have CBSE exams. Some of you might be writing the 10th or the 12th. All the best for your exams also to these participants. You have taken your time, you have spared your time and to participate in this event. Yes, certainly, this gives you a better platform in the world to show your might. You don't have to, when things come in the society, no one hangs the certificate on the chest or paste it on the forehead. These are the personality developments which you incur, and then that makes you the world leader. As we have one who made all the difference, Dr. Kurien. We talked about Lakshmi Bai. If I am not mistaken, yesterday was her birth anniversary. But has our country celebrated the way we celebrate other freedom fighters? To the very first seeds of freedom, it was not a rebellion, rather it was a fight for the freedom. Let us rejoice in the efforts. Let us remember the sacrifices, the hardships, which even we can't dream of. Let us ignite the fire within us that yes, we'll carry forward to achieve or to mark India towards whatever they had thought of. Difference we have been seeing, but let us do that. When it comes to in my last address, though I was not live that time, I was alive but I was not live on that day. I had sent a message that the cooperative movement, yes, the centenary birth anniversary celebrations, the theme is to ignite the theme of cooperatives into the young minds. As it touched the life of millions, elevating their lifestyle. Yes, look at the dairy. I've already spoken about, I won't be repeating. Let us do something, let us enter into some other fields to make life better. Once again, I take this opportunity. All the best. You got almost about 20 days, more than 20 days for your preparation. I feel that yes, you all must be having very solid foundation to compete with each other, to show your stake to be the winner or in the first three. All the very best for making it into the best three. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to address you all. I feel, I'm hopeful that yes, we'll make it to be even a greater event in the time to come. With these words, I take your leave. Thank you once again. Enjoy your competitive spirit and enjoy the day. Be the winner. To all of you, this is the best wishes from my side. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your encouraging words. Truly, the agenda of this quiz was to make sure that the students read about our freedom fighters, the personalities that have given their heart and soul for the nation. So now, to keep you aware about the rules of the quiz, let me tell you that the quiz is played on myquiz.org. There are a total of 30 questions. For each question, participants will get 25 seconds to answer. More points will be awarded to the participants who will give the correct answer in comparatively lesser time. There will be a gap of 15 seconds between two questions. Top 10 teams were selected from round 1, which was conducted on 29th of October 2021, out of which top 3 teams will make it to the finals, which is on 23rd of November 2021, that is tomorrow. Each team representing a school consists of 2 students. Well, we now have few minutes and everyone is eager. So let me tell you that which are those 10 teams who have made it for the semi-final. The first one is DPS Harni Vadodara. The second one is BCM School Chandigarh Road, Ludhiana. The third one is VNC Patel English School Anand. Fourth, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan's GIPCL Academy Surat. Fifth one is Krishna Public School International Raipur. Sixth one is Flyforth School Dehradun. Seventh, Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan's Nadiad. Vibgyor High Vadodara. The Aditya Birla Public School Bharuch. And the last but not the least, Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalaya Chhattisgarh. These are the 10 teams who have made it to the semi-final round, and today they will be competing for the final round, which as I told you is tomorrow. Well, everyone must be very eager to dive into this round, and equally we are. So, do you feel some turbulence around your place? Because we definitely do. The heartbeats have gone up and everyone is eager to sink into the depths of intellect and knowledge. Well, we have few minutes to go, so just keep your patience high. We are about to start the quiz. Well, only few seconds to start the quiz, and we'll be enjoying with you as well. You'll be competing. There's always a spirit of sportsmanship, so just keep it high, and we'll be starting in just few seconds. The first question on your screen. After Bhagat Singh's execution, this document was published and excluded all the references to the Soviet Union, Marx, Lenin, and the Communist Party. What was this document? Option A, the Red Pamphlet, B, Jail Notebook, C, Souvenir of Passive Resistance Movement, and D, to Young Political Workers. Well, I can see I've started receiving responses. I have 6 responses, 8 responses. Alright, we have got the responses, and the correct answer is to Young Political Workers. So after Bhagat Singh's execution, to Young Political Workers was the document which was published. I have got all the responses, and I can see that only 2 responses. Alright, moving to the second question. The time is kicking. Bhagat Singh was keen to be hanged because option A, he considered death by hanging as an honorable option. Option B, the stimulus of his death would reveal their ideology. C, his death would cause chaos among the people. And D, Rajguru and Sukhdev preferred this as their way of sacrificing. Again, I have started receiving 9 responses, 10, and the time's up. Well, the correct answer is the stimulus of his death would reveal their ideology. I can see only 3 schools were able to answer this correctly, but nonetheless, we have 28 questions to go. So keep your spirits high, people. You still have points to gain. Option number 3. Question number 3. When was Bhagat Singh Day celebrated throughout the country in the year 1929? Option number A, 21st July, B, 12th June, C, 21st June, and D, 5th July. I see it's a tough question. I have received only 4 responses yet, and 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer to this question is option number C, 21st June. So 21st June is the day on which Bhagat Singh Day was celebrated throughout the country. Well, we have got 5 schools who have answered correctly to this question. Keep it up. The 4th question is on your screen. By the age of dash, Bhagat Singh was wholly dedicated to the cause of national liberation. Option A, 15, option B, 16, option C, 17, and option D, 18. I am receiving responses quite well now. It's 7 responses, and the time is ticking, people. Buck up. 3, 2, 1, 0. The answer to this question is option number B, 16. Bhagat Singh was of a very tender age, which is 16, and he died as a martyr at the age of only 23 years. So he was only 16 when he was wholly dedicated to the cause of national liberation. Question number 5. When was Bhagat Singh sentenced to death by a British court, LCC tribunal constituted under the special LCC ordinance promulgated by H.E.? Option number A, 7th October 1930. Option number B, 7th October 1932. Option C, 9th October 1930, and D, 7th October 1932. I have received 8 responses yet, and I would like to tell you that the correct answer for this question is option number A, 7th October 1930. Well, many of the schools could answer this question correctly. I see you're catching up with the speed now. Very good, and your next question will be on the screen, and it is: select the correct statement with respect to the Kheda Satyagraha. Option number A, the first civil disobedience movement by Gandhiji in the freedom struggle. Option B, it was during this Gandhiji was given names Bapu and Mahatma. Option C, it was conducted in 1917, and option D, it was a result of severe drought and high taxes levied by the government. 9 teams have already responded to this question, and let me tell you that the correct answer to this question is option number D. It was a result of severe drought and high taxes levied by the government. The revolt was astounding in terms of discipline and unity. Well, I can see many of the schools are doing quite well now. The next question for you is: which of the events occurred last? Tricky one. Option number A, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Option number B, the publication of autobiography by experiments with truth begins in Young India. Option number C, All India Spinners Association established. And option number D, Satyagraha against Rowlatt Act. I have received around 9 responses now. Glad to know that. And the correct answer to this question is option number A, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. And only 44.4% of the schools could answer it correctly. Well, look into the mirror and that's your competition right there. Your next question will appear very soon, and here it is. Question number 8. The Hindi translation of the story of my experiments with truth was published originally in option number A, Young India, B, Hind Swarajya, option number C, Navjeevan, D, Indian Opinion. I can see 7, 8 schools, 9 schools have responded to this question, and the correct answer for this question is option number C, Navjeevan. In this book, Gandhiji displays an admirable dedication to morality and ethics, far more than anyone can claim. Well, we have many of the schools who have answered the question correctly, and here is your next question. Gandhi started his fast on September 20, 1932. What was the motive of this fast? Option number A, to protest the salt law, B, to protest against the arrest of Nehruji, C, to fight against the evil of untouchability, and D, to propagate the idea of Hindu-Muslim unity. I have received 7 responses so far. Teams need to buckle up now. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, to fight against the evil of untouchability. The thing about this quiz is that just the random knowledge of any one person can change the game. And now here I see that the competition is getting tense. Well, question number 10. Identify the viceroy who refused to negotiate with Gandhiji, resulting in the civil disobedience campaign. Option number A, Lord Willingdon. Option number B, Lord Curzon. C, Lord Hardinge. And D, Charles Canning. I see this is a bit tricky question. The responses I've received are 7 so far. 8. It's going high. Good to know. Well, the correct answer for this question is option number A. And only 10%, which means only one school could answer this question correctly. I see it was a tricky question. Well, it's round 2, guys. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Your question number 11 is on your screen. Which of the following committees were set up by Subhash Chandra Bose? Option number A, Free Bharat Committee. Option number B, International Planning Committee. Option number C, European Branch of Free India Centre. And D, Harijan Sevak Mandal. I can see 7 schools have already responded, and I'm waiting for other schools to respond as well. I can tell you that the correct answer for this question, that is the committee which was set up by Subhash Chandra Bose, is European Branch of Free Indian Centre. Again, only 10%, which means only one school could answer this question correctly. No worries, if you continuously compete with others, you become bitter, but if you compete with yourself, you become better. Question number 12. Who among the following resigned as the President of Congress due to differences with Gandhiji? Faraz Ali Mushtafar. Option number B, Subhash Chandra Bose. Option number C, Lala Lajpat Rai. And D, Dada Bhai Navroji. Well, now I'm receiving responses which are 7, 9. Good. And the correct answer for this question will be Subhash Chandra Bose it is. Subhash Chandra Bose resigned as the President of Congress due to differences with Gandhiji, and 60%, which means 6 schools could answer this question correctly. I'm really pleased to know that. Well, the next question is on your screen. Headed by Subhash Chandra Bose, the INA drew ex-prisoners and thousands of civil volunteers from option number A, Japan, B, India, C, Vietnam, and D, Malaya. I have received 6 responses, 7 responses, 8 responses. Well, I have received 9 responses. Let's see how much were correct. Well, the correct answer for this question is Malaya. Again, only one school could answer this question correctly. Buckle up, guys. Malaya is the correct answer for the headed by Subhash Chandra Bose. It was Malaya from which the INA drew ex-prisoners and thousands of civilians. Question number 14. Subhash Chandra Bose organized the Legion in option number A, Singapore, B, Germany, C, Japan, and D, Italy. Once again, I have received only 7 responses here, but I want 10 responses as quickly as possible. And your time is ticking off. And the correct answer for this question is on your screen, that is Germany. 50%, that means 5 schools could answer this question correctly. Well, I'm really happy to know that schools are really making this competition intense now. You'll have your next question on your screen in 3, 2, 1, and it's here. In a powder plant in Bombay, Dr. Kurien and Anandalaya demonstrated that milk powder can be made from buffalo milk. Which powder plant was it? Option number A, Larsen and Toubro powder plant, B, Storia powder plant, C, AB Enterprises powder plant, and D, Panchamrit powder plant. Well, I can see 9 responses and 10 it is. The correct answer for this question is option number A, Larsen and Toubro powder plant. 80% of schools could answer this question correctly, which means 8 teams were correct for giving the answer of this question. I see the competition is really getting tough now. Well, let me remind you that your speed matters. Which university conferred an honorary degree of Doctor of Science to Sri Verghese Kurien? Option number A, University of Texas, B, Oxford University, C, Michigan State University, and D, Ohio State University. I have received only 6 responses so far, and your time is ticking. Which 9 responses. Good to know. And the correct answer for this question is Michigan State University, and 88.9% of schools could answer this correctly. That's the spirit, guys. Keep it up. The next question will appear on your screen in 3, 2, 1, and here it is. In 1967, Dr. Kurien became a member of a high-powered committee set up by the government of India. What was the aim of objective of this committee? Option number A, increasing milk production, B, improving milk quality, C, easing transportation of milk to faraway places, and D, cow protection. I can see I have received 8 responses, 9 and 10 responses, absolutely in time. Well, the correct answer for this question is cow protection, and none of the schools could answer this correctly. Okay, I need more questions like this, I suppose. Well, we'll have more, don't worry. You'll have your question number 18th on your screen. Here it is. Which of the statements about the Indo-China War is correct? Option number A, Amul would offer jobs to family members of martyrs. B, Amul provided 2,750 tons of milk powder to the Indian army without expecting profit. C, Amul donated 10 crore rupees to the Indian army for the war. And D, Amul offered their economical help in the education of the children of martyrs. 9, 10 responses. Good to know. And the correct answer is Amul provided 2,750 tons of milk powder to the Indian army without expecting profit. Incredible work. I agree. 40%, which means 4 schools could answer this correctly. Question number 19 it is. Which company was against the Sri Lankan government's idea of replicating Anand in Sri Lanka? Option number A, Danone, B, Britannia, C, Nestle, D, Lactalis. And only 3 responses so far, 4 responses. I need more responses as quickly as possible. 7 responses, 9 responses it is. And the correct answer for this question is option number C, Nestle. 60%, which means 6 schools could answer this question correctly. Well, the competition is getting fairly intense, and the next question will be on your screen in no time. Chandrasekhar Azad was an ardent follower of which of the following? Option number A, Lord Hanuman, B, Mahatma Gandhi, C, Lala Lajpat Rai, and D, B.K. Dutt. I have received 7 responses. I need 10 responses as quickly as possible, and I see responses are stuck at 7, 8 responses it is, and the correct answer for this question is Lord Hanuman. Chandrasekhar Azad was an ardent follower of Lord Hanuman. It means, well, Confidence is preparation, and everything else is beyond your control. Question number 21. Observe the picture given below regarding Kakori conspiracy and answer the question, who planned the Kakori loot? Option number A, Ram Prasad Bismil and Ashfaqullah Khan. Option number B, Chandrasekhar Azad and Lajendra Lahiri. C, Banwari Lai and Murari Sharma. And D, Murari Sharma and Sachindra Bakshi. Well, 8 responses so far, 9 responses, and the correct answer for this question is option number A, Ram Prasad Bismil and Ashfaqullah Khan, which I can see 55.6% of schools could answer this question correctly. Let me remind you once again, the speed with which you answer the question matters a lot. Question number 22, most of the funds collected for HSRA were from option number A, robberies of government fund and property. B, contributed equally. C, donation from common people. And D, raised from charity shows. I have received 5 responses so far, and BCN School Chandigarh is topping it, I suppose. 9 responses it is. Correct answer is robberies of government fund and property, and every school could answer this question correctly. 100% of schools could answer this question correctly. So glad to know, which means I need to cut down questions like this to make it tougher. Well, question number 23, what was the political ideology of Azad? Option number A, liberation, socialism and anarchism. B, mutualism, individualism and anarchism. C, communalism, socialism and nationalism. And D, Marxism, socialism and communism. 7 responses, 9 responses, and let me tell you that the correct answer is option number A, liberalism, socialism and anarchism. Chandrasekhar Azad, who was known as Quicksilver among his comrades for his ability to move swiftly and undetected between hideouts. Well, question number 24. Which of the following is monumental work of Lokmanya Tilak? Option number A, Kesari. B, Gita Rahasya. C, Nibandhmala. D, Satya Ke Prayog. I have received 8 responses, and I want it to be 10, but 9 it is, and 10 it is. Well, the correct answer for this question is option number B, Gita Rahasya. And only 10% of schools could answer this question correctly, and 90% answered it as Kesari. Well, hard luck. The right answer is Gita Rahasya, which only 1 school could answer correctly. Anyways, you still have 6 questions to go. Bal Gangadhar Tilak became a secretary of which Sabha by capturing its management in 1896? Option number A, Lok Sabha. B, Vidhan Sabha. C, Hindu Mahasabha. And D, Sarvajanik Sabha. I have received only 5 responses so far, and I'm expecting more. 6 it is, 7 it is, and 8 it is. Okay. And let me tell you that the correct answer for this question is Sarvajanik Sabha. 50% of schools could answer this correctly, which means 5 schools were successful in answering this question correctly. And the school which is correctly on the first position is DPS Harni, Vadodara. Question number 26. Tilak wrote an article on boycott of British goods and looked upon it as yoga. This article was titled, I see it's a tricky one. Option number A, Bahishkar Ek Yogasana. B, Bahishkar Yoga. C, Swadeshi Yoga. And D, Bahishkar Se Samadhi Prapti. I have received only 6 responses. 10 responses it is, and the correct answer is Bahishkar Yoga, which none of the school could answer correctly. I told you it's a tricky one, and it was. Well, no issues, you still have 4 more questions to go, and the next question is right on your screen. There was a society formed before starting the new English school, which was called A, Hindu Society. B, Deccan Education Society. C, Modern Education Society. And D, Madras Medical Society. I have received 9 responses. DPS Harni is still on the top, and 10 responses it is. Well, let's see how many could answer it correctly. The correct answer for this question is Deccan Education Society, and 80% of the schools could answer it correctly, which means 8 schools were able to answer this question correctly. Good to know. Keep up the spirit and let's go to the next question. Question number 28 on your screen. On 27th February, an order was signed to reject Rani Lakshmibai's plea and to annex the state of Jhansi. Who signed that order? Option number A, Sir Robert Hamilton, B, Governor General, C, Hugh Ross, and D, Major Malcolm. I have received only 5 responses so far. 7 responses. It is 9 responses. And the correct answer for this question is option number B, Governor General, which again only 10% of schools could answer, which means only 1 school was able to answer this question correctly. Buck up, guys. You only have 2 questions to go. And the 29th question is on your screen. Gangadhar Rao, the husband of Rani Lakshmibai, refused to take English medicine even though when he was on his deathbed because option number A, he didn't trust English medicine, B, he only preferred naturopathy, C, he couldn't take medicine from an untouchable foreigner, and D, he didn't want to take any obligation from Britishers. I can see I have received 9 responses and 10 responses it is. The correct answer for this question is he couldn't take medicine from an untouchable foreigner, which is option number C. Again, only 1 school was able to answer this question correctly. I know it's tough, but then it's semi-final. It's meant to be this way. The last question on your screen. What did Rani Lakshmibai do to gain confidence of her citizens before jumping in war with Hugh Ross's army? Option number A, performed a cultural function and delivered a fierce speech. B, promised gifts and tax relaxation to her citizens. C, celebrated Haldi Kumkum, a Hindu festival, to show her confidence. And D, did a mock military drill to display her power. I have received 9 responses. And the correct answer is celebrated Haldi Kumkum, a Hindu festival, to show her confidence. 66.7% of schools could answer this question correctly and 33.3% answered incorrectly. Well, I would congratulate each and every player who played this quiz. I would like to admit my thoughts that a good event never ends in the world. They take only a pause and keep us awaiting for the next. I thank each and everyone who made this event possible. I would also like to congratulate our finalists for making a mark. This competition has gotten fairly tense, as I've said it more than twice now. Almost every year we head into the final round where the finalists are still in contention. Well, that is the way and we should keep that going. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching us. Have a great day. Thank you. Well, the quiz is done and I know almost every participant must be eager to know the result of the quiz, and the result of this quiz would be announced by the end of the day. And keep the patience high. Best of luck, fellas. Have a good day.